Hello and welcome to the first episode of my new podcast where we are discussing what it means to be Cornish and live in Cornwall in 2022. This week I am joined by the Pascoes at number 11. If you would all like to introduce yourselves a little bit, what you do or what you like, how you know each other. Obviously you live in the same house, so that's probably how you know.
Should I go first? I'm Sancha, I'm the mum of the house and I work in our local primary school.
Hi, my name's Billy and I'm the youngest of the family and I like fishing.
Hello, my name is Dave. Legend Dave.
From Snapchat.
I'm the boss of the house.
Oh, no you're not.
Boss on the boat. Basically the boss of the bay.
Oh. No, I don't think so, do you, Billy?
That's a big statement. Okay, so we are just discussing your Cornishness basically. So are you all Cornish people? Where are you from? Where you obviously live in Cornwall now, but is that where you've lived for a long time?
Yeah, I've always lived in Cornwall, in this area. I actually haven't ever moved very far, but I've got family from North Cornwall. So there's a little bit of that Devon edge coming into it from that side of the family.
Devon
They like to
edge.
do things slightly differently, but...
Yeah. And Dave?
Edgy.
Edgy.
I live in the village that I was born in.
You're really edgy.
So I haven't moved more than a mile.
Really exotic people here. So in terms of living in this house now, is there any significance to having lived in this place, or is it just that you like the look of it?
My friend told me it was for sale. We didn't live very far away. We literally lived just down the road, but our house was too small. There was no parking, and that's something in Cornwall that's crept in more and more. And this house was built, she said, it's come up for sale, you've got to come and have a look. And we came and looked at it literally as they were putting the sign up in the doorway, and it was just handy for work, and it had a bit of garden and somewhere to park and nice views over the bay a little bit. So it just was sold almost the minute I saw it, really.
Oh, that's nice. What about you, Dave?
It's built on the site of where I had some experiences as a BMX rider back in the 80s. Some good memories and some bad.
Would you like to?
Mine.
Go on then, expand a little bit. Give us a favourite memory from your BMXing days.
Favourite memory, probably collecting trophies as a winner.
What trophies?
On here where the house was built.
Yeah, on here.
This site was a track, was it?
It was.
Yeah.
As said previously.
That's
And worst
nice.
memories, probably coming off the track and hitting my gran and we both being removed from the dirt by ambulance. And on the way to hospital we had a crash
Oh
in the
no.
ambulance.
No.
So quite a broad range of memories.
Yeah.
And Billy, you've never lived anywhere else, have you?
No.
No. Only house you've lived in.
Do you think about
Maybe.
that when, do you go out around the house on your bike and think, oh, this is quite cool, but
No.
no, is that never thought of that before? Oh, well, maybe it's something to think about now when you go out on your bike. It's quite a cool connection. Do you think that you're likely to stay here forever? Are you quite comfortable where you are? Are you thinking of making a change?
Well, yeah, we are looking to move. I love living here and in the village, and it's all really handy, but it would be nice to have a little bit of a view over the sea and things when we've got more time to look at it, that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're looking at
So
doing
you're
something.
open to change, but not really.
Yeah, not huge change, little change.
Quite set in your ways and your home people.
Yeah.
Billy, is it something that you've thought about? Are you going to grow up and run away, or are you quite happy to stay where you are and continue with your fishing? I know you said that you enjoy doing that.
I'm going to stay here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to have the biggest house in the village.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing's going to stop me.
I think maybe a few things are going to stop you, like being able to afford a big
Nope.
house here.
No, I'll be rich.
You'll be rich. How are you going to be rich?
Kill a lot of fish.
Oh, I'm not sure that we can keep that in the podcast.
You think you'll always stay in Newlyn and around this area, do you, if you can afford to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice to know. So, do you all consider yourself as Cornish people? Because there has been a push in that recently. Like the newest census was the first time that being Cornish was an identity that you could tick as a box, and it's now recognised as a national minority. So it's quite a big conversation around it now, and lots of funding towards the increasing the teaching of the language and doing all the sort of heritage walks and things. Is it something that you would identify as specifically, or would you say you're just a English, British, whatever person?
I have to say, personally, I didn't tick the Cornish box in there because I thought it was people just being pedantic. Definitely got Cornish heritage and it's very important, but I am English, I'm British, I'm part of the UK.
Yeah, I
Cornwall
think
couldn't survive on its own.
no.
So yeah, it's definitely a huge part of, you know, being Cornish, but I wouldn't tick a box in a census to say I'm Cornish.
No, I think that there are extreme ends of the scale, and that sort of is what I'm investigating and doing the podcast like we are, is the different ends of the scale and how people identify.
Well, I definitely think there's a lot of Cornish identity, definitely, and it's very important, and the heritage should be preserved, and it's really important that it's preserved, but not above being a member of, you know, being British.
And Dave, what do you think?
Cornish through and through.
Lads. All right.
I like
Okay.
a pasty.
You lot
If
of
I could
it.
tick a box, I'd tick Cornish because the rest of the people in England didn't like them.
Oh, careful.
Did you tick the Cornish box then, Dave, in the census?
No.
Do you think
You
even...
didn't?
Do you even
No.
remember?
I thought you
No.
would have.
I'm from
There was
Scotland.
There was a big thing about it, and it's legally the same as being Irish or Scottish or Welsh
Right.
in terms of national identity, and it being a protected sort of
Yeah,
area.
it's definitely a bit different, and you've got that Celtic thing,
Yeah.
haven't you? That Celtic connection, and that is something, you know, that you identify with the Irish and Welsh and that sort of thing.
that's where
But
you're sort of linked, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't introduce yourself and be, oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
say, oh, I'm Cornish.
no.
No.
Although some people, you don't really have to say that you are because you can hear it. But
I don't think you sound as Cornish as you do.
No, but I don't know if I know many people that do anymore, which is sort of sad.
Yeah.
So what? We've already talked about how you think you're going to live here forever, and that's the plan. But what's your favourite thing about living here? And on the flip side of that, the thing that annoys you most about having lived here and what you've experienced.
Shall I go first? What I like about living here is the connections that you've got because you've always lived in the same place. But on the flip side of that, I also don't like the connections because everybody knows everything.
Billy,
So,
what do you reckon?
I like it, but I don't like holidaymakers.
can you not see that we need them?
No.
You don't think so?
I think that there is an argument to be had here that maybe we should keep for a different day.
Annoying office people.
Oh,
But then your
okay.
sister wouldn't have a job in a restaurant.
I don't care. She can go work on a farm.
I'm sure she'd do really well there. That's your sister.
Rosie, middle sister, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, nice. What about you, Dave? What do you think?
I like living here because of the remoteness and the ever-changing weather, but it has become very, very popular, and the numbers of people in high summer are kind of ruining it. But
Yeah.
obviously we need tourism, but there isn't really a way of monitoring it.
Not a city man then. You wouldn't
No.
spend an extended period at a time in the city.
Truro's alright.
Sure, it's alright.
Go
Oh,
for a stretch.
of course it is.
Drag you to a city if there's a rugby match on,
Ah, fair.
but that's about it, isn't
Next.
it, Dave?
We are.
So this is, just to finish off our conversation, a quick fire round. I've got 3 questions for you. Just say the first thing that pops into your head. Not too rude, please, because I don't want to have to edit what I don't need to.
Okay, we'll try, Billy.
Quick fire question. First question, your favourite word that's sort of Cornish related that people may not know, but it doesn't have to be a Cornish language word if you don't want it to be.
Right on.
Billy. And can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, get in here, that's right on, like it, thank you.
Billy,
Winning,
you'll go.
because it's the only thing I do.
Winning?
Is that a Cornish word?
That's not a
Yeah.
Cornish related word, that's just an English word.
You didn't say it had to be Cornish.
No, I said it had to be related though, if you could make it.
You got one?
Nice.
What was the
Nice.
word that you said before we started
Twat.
recording? No, not that one. Billy. Go on.
What did you say?
What did you say before we started recording? You've got all shy now that we're recording, haven't
I
you?
can't remember what I said.
What did he say?
Oh, it doesn't matter. We'll move on. Doesn't want
Said
to.
Anne Marie's past, it was Anthem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
some...
you've had pasties today.
Wow. Not really. Half past.
How many pasties do you reckon you eat in a week?
One.
At least one.
At least one.
At least one a week.
How do you feel about variations on the steak pasty?
Don't like them.
No, not got time for it. I am getting those vibes from you though, that you just ain't got time for anything a bit different of you. Just like what you like. David, favourite word?
Directly.
Yeah, what does it, give it a bit of context for those that might not know what that means.
See you
I'm
directly.
off out now, I'll see you directly.
Ah.
As in sometime later, but probably a day or two.
Without specifying, so I can just come and go as I like, basically.
Right, next question that wasn't very quick fire, but I promise these will be quick fire now. Favourite location recommendation? If you were going to point somebody to a place to visit while they're here, what would you say?
I would say Cot Valley. Like it down there. It's really pretty. It's out near St Just. Lots of walks, and you can come up and have a nice ice cream. Billy?
Billy?
I'm going out because of the beach and a lot of fish.
The coastline there.
I'm sensing a theme with your answers.
Dave?
Dave, give us a location. One that you don't mind sharing with people that you quite enjoy going to that they might not know.
Sandy Cove.
Sandy Cove.
I agree with you.
There's a bit of hesitation there. We've got...
Hesitation.
No idea.
No idea. All right. Last question. I don't want to start a debate. It's just a quick fire to end us off. Would you have jam or cream first on a scone? Go.
Cream.
Cream. Billy?
Don't like scones.
You don't like scones?
No.
What do you think looks prettiest?
Neither. They're quite ugly.
What would you prefer instead then?
Jam on the bottom, cream on the top.
Jam on the bottom, cream on the top. Dave, what are you saying? Weigh in on the
Either
debate.
way, just plenty of them.
Plenty of it. Oh, lovely. Thanks for joining us today. That was really insightful. Let's close that off now before we have a full-scale debate that I'm not sure anybody wants to listen to because we'll be sat here for hours. Thanks for coming and having a chat with me today, and thank you to everybody that's decided to listen.
Right on.
Preston.